A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant political shift, Chile has elected José Antonio Kast, an ultra-conservative former congressman, as its next president. With over 99% of polling stations counted, Kast secured 58.17% of the vote, decisively defeating leftist candidate Jeanette Jara, who garnered 41.83%. This victory marks a pivotal moment in Chile's political landscape, as it represents the most substantial move to the right since the end of the military dictatorship in 1990. Kast's campaign was built on a platform centered around expelling tens of thousands of undocumented migrants, a promise that resonated with voters concerned about rising violence and insecurity in the country. The son of a Nazi Party member and an admirer of the late dictator Augusto Pinochet, Kast's political ideology has raised eyebrows and concerns among many Chileans. His staunch Catholic values and opposition to abortion and same-sex marriage further solidify his conservative stance. This was Kast's third attempt at the presidency. He previously lost to current President Gabriel Boric in 2021. Following his victory, Boric congratulated Kast and invited him to a meeting at La Moneda, the presidential palace, to discuss the transition of power. The former president acknowledged the challenges that await Kast, emphasizing the loneliness that comes with leadership and the difficult decisions that must be made. Although Jara initially won the first round of voting in November, Kast's victory was anticipated due to polls indicating a strong support base among right-wing voters. In her concession speech, Jara expressed her desire for a united country and pledged to lead a constructive opposition while condemning any form of violence. Analysts believe Kast's success can be attributed to his ability to address the public's concerns about rising crime, particularly in relation to immigration. Over the past decade, the number of migrants in Chile has doubled, fueled largely by the exodus of Venezuelans fleeing their country's economic collapse. Kast's campaign framed migrants as a primary cause of increasing insecurity, leading him to issue an ultimatum to the approximately 330,000 undocumented migrants in Chile, most of whom are Venezuelan, demanding they leave before his inauguration on March 11th or face expulsion. His proposed immigration policies echo those of former U.S. President Donald Trump, including plans for detention centers, border walls, and increased military presence along Chile's borders with Peru and Bolivia. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio congratulated Kast, expressing confidence that his leadership would advance shared priorities, including public security and immigration reform. The far-right president of Argentina, Javier Milei, also extended his congratulations, framing Kast's victory as a step towards defending freedom and private property in the Americas. While many analysts view Kast's election as part of a broader right-wing wave across South America, others see it as a continuation of the historical alternation of power between left and right in Chile since the return to democracy. Despite his decisive win, Kast will face challenges in Congress, where he will not hold an absolute majority. He has pledged to cut public spending by $6 billion within 18 months, but the specifics of his economic policies remain unclear. Political science experts note that while his security policies are well-defined, many uncertainties linger regarding his economic agenda. Kast's victory reflects a growing sentiment among voters who perceive an increase in violence and insecurity, despite Chile being one of the safest countries in Latin America. His critics argue that the narrative of rising crime is exaggerated, pointing to statistics that show a declining murder rate and suggest that immigrants tend to commit fewer crimes than native-born citizens. Nevertheless, many voters expressed fears of a deteriorating security situation, drawing comparisons to countries with higher crime rates. Kast's supporters celebrated his election as a return to order and patriotism, with many donning Chilean flags and expressing hope that he would fulfill his promises to restore safety and stability. Amidst the jubilation, there are voices of concern about the implications of Kast's presidency, particularly given his family's connections to Pinochet's regime and his controversial views on human rights and immigration. As Kast prepares to take office, he faces the daunting task of addressing the expectations of his supporters while navigating the complexities of governance in a divided nation. His election is a reminder of the shifting political tides in Latin America, where the right has gained ground in several countries in recent years. Kast will officially be inaugurated on March 11th, 2026, and as he counts down the days until assuming office, many are left wondering what direction Chile will take under his leadership. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.